All right. I don't remember if we covered this in a previous video segment in the last 4 postings, but we managed to complete this Philco antenna assembly um, and get it formed up pretty good. So, we're going to go back to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, today is, what is today? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, the 4th of January, 2024. And hopefully you can hear me all right over the breathing of my fire-breathing dragons, my flamethrowers. We got the tuner all cleaned up, lubricated, and we're going to put that on the back burner for right now until we get the chassis completed in most all regards. What we're going to do today is we're going to do surgery on these paddle switches for both the treble and the bass controls. So, if you missed my previous video of, I can't remember if it was the last one that I did on the 529, or the one before that on the 529, or the one before that on the 529. Like I say, I've done, this will be the 8th one, but not the 8th one that I have shown how to get these out and get this mounting cleaned up, and the paddle switches cleaned up. There's a couple here that are got a little warpage in them. I'm going to have to see if I can flex them back into position. This one over here has got 2 of them that are warped a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So we're going to get all 3 of those straightened out, because I am going to attempt a second attempt, that is, on creating molds for each individual paddle switch. Nobody offers them up that I found, and I'm going to try another attempt on getting a better quality paddle out of these. I did make some that turned out, well, not great, but they weren't this quality, even though these are pretty thoroughly dirtified. But I put them up on eBay just to get rid of them, and somebody bagged them up real quick. So that tells me if everybody wanted to get a 529 and refurbish it, I've seen some that's had these cracked or broken or seriously disfigured. And I think some people could use a source to bag these from. So we're going to attempt that. I got some fresh molding stuff in, urethane. I got some tin cure, and I got some platinum cure urethane. Hopefully to make a better quality mold, one that will last more than a few times casting. So excuse my nose, it's trying to catch a train or a plane or just drive me insane. as well as others. We're going to go through again with this. Like I say, if you caught my other video with this on here, I'll post it up here in the corner of the end of this video so that you can watch it. So what I've got is a little screwdriver that's got a nice shaped point on the end. It's got a nice edge on it. And what you're going to do is these little, I wish I had some high intensity light. What you're going to do is these little crimpings right here, you'll see them on both ends, there and there, that holds this shaft into this mount. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze right into that pinch point right there on just maybe both ends to just alleviate a little of the pressure on the thing, and try to get these things extracted. So we're going to wedge this little suck a wiki here, and we're going to hit it with a whacker. Let me turn this around so I can get it this way. And a little bit more. Let's see if we can get that one a little bit more. Okay, let's alleviate a little bit of the tightness on this end. Come on, here we go. Hopefully I'm still in frame. Now let's see if we've got enough there. To get this thing loose. Almost. A little bit more wackadoo. Yeah, let's turn this thing this way. Okay, let's just down in there. No, nothing yet. Now, since this is probably a bit of a soft metal material, like pot metal, if you break one of the ears off, don't worry about it. A little dabble of JB Weld, and you're good to go. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. This one here is busting my hump worse than the last one did. There we go, that's getting there. Now let's see. There we go. That got it loose. Okay, let's wiggle it a little bit. Let's get it to the point. Now with the bends in the with these I don't know, hinge points here on the shaft, it's liable not to want to come out with all your finagling. There we go. Now we got it. There we go. If they're bent up like these, it's going to be a little hard to get this rod loose enough to get it out of these points down here, these holding points. So work it little by little by little. Don't try to get it all at once like I was doing. Go back and do it again, go back and do it again, go back and do it again, and again, and again, and again, if you need to. You have all the time in the world. Now, let's do a little bit on this one. This one here doesn't look quite as bad as the other ones on that. There we go, there's that one. We'll turn this around, get the other side. Yeah, we didn't do anything yesterday because I had a doctor's appointment yesterday afternoon, and I had to psych myself up to go. And all it was a follow-up on, I don't know if I mentioned to anybody in my last visit, I had a little bit of infection, kidney infection, I believe, and was tidying up on that, and I had to go back in and get a follow-up exam and see how I was doing. And there we go. Oh, we got it first time this time. And now my PA says that she's going to recommend it because I had blood in the urine, and she's going to send me to a urologist to get my, I don't know, urology tests, whatever they do, and see what condition of my bladder is. She suspected it may be cancerous in the bladder or whatever. I thought it might be kidney disease, but you know, it could be anything. So I'm waiting for a call from Prescott. I gotta go to Prescott to get the test done, or to see the urologist, because I guess it's in between the times that they come down and into Cottonwood and do their, I don't know, monthly thing. Otherwise, I'd have to go to Flagstaff, and I'll tell you, Flagstaff is not a place you want to be unless you love snow. And I hear it's going to be snowing up there, so we're going to Prescott. Didn't want to have to go. She says, "Which place would you rather?" I said, "I'd rather stay at home." And she said, "Well, you really need to go see a urologist." I said, "Okay." Prescott. So, waiting for a call from them, and we're going to be going now. I'll have to bag a car in order to go down there, because I don't trust my car. It's 37 years old, but it runs like a top. I just don't want to get, you know, a chance of anything going wrong with it, even though Prescott's only like 50 miles as the crows fly. So now we got that. Back to the topic. We'll jiggle these things off. You can get them right here, and jiggle them off. Note the orientation there, low bass on the bottom, a bass in the top, or in the middle, and alto Romeo on the top. Now, on the same thing over here, treble on the bottom, normal in the middle. It's where normal should be, right in the middle, and voice on the top. Now you can scruffy up your pivots, pins, and these things here. Now, one thing I want to cover. There's not much you're going to be able to do with this little pushy, catchy thingy here. If it's tight, try to, and this one is tight. It should be relatively easy to put on. There's probably some ick and crap in there that's, and sometimes this little mount, this little holding bar right here that puts your little chinka-wonky through it in the hole in the thingy. It could be slightly bent. You can flex it back, but don't go too far. This will break off easy. This one here, sometimes you will find these missing. You can use a thin piece of steel metal, probably about 20 gauge, I would say. I've had to replace these before. And what you do is square off the sides of the thing and make you a piece of metal that's about the same size, drill a hole through it, and get a tiny file and work it out, or something that you can get in there and shape it to this shape, the square shape, and then put a double or a topple, a little dobble of JB weld over the top of it, mushroom it over the metal, and then drill right through it, and and you can put a rivet or something of that nature into it. I think what I did on the last one is I shaped it back to a square, drilled the center of it most of the way down through. Don't go through. Be careful, because it's like your bit, if it's sharp, it's liable to pull this way all the way through to the front. But go down there probably about 3/16 of an inch, and just bore your hole big enough to put a pin in, and get you a little pin thingy, and when you get ready to put the new piece on, put it on, put the pin in, and then put your JB weld all over this thing. So, and there's plenty of room that you can do that in there, because this thing, once these, how do these things go in there? Let's see. Once they drop in and they get it like that, see, you got pretty good room in there. Pretty good room in there between the two chinkers there. And you can do that for that. And then once you get this thing in the dip, scrub it up real good with a metal brush, a stainless steel brush, and give it a good workout, top and bottom, around and round, and you should be able to start moving it freely again. And if this comes off, you can do the same thing as you did with this one. So, enough of that gab. We're going to go ahead and get these in the dip, get those in the dip, get these in the dip, and we're going to let them get cleaned up I've done stalled you off for 20 minutes now. It's time to move on to something else. So thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of it. Like and subscribe and leave a comment. Even if it's just close quotes, it'll be good enough for the algorithm. See you later.